is an island in the Caribbean. 171 square miles. Population 150,000 people. You could fit its entire population into a single NFL stadium and still have empty seats. On June 14, 2026, that island sent its football team to Houston, Texas, to face Germany, four-time World Cup champions, for the very first match in their history. The final score was 7-1. Germany won, but that scoreline tells you almost nothing about what actually happened in that stadium, because the real story of this match had nothing to do with the goals. Germany took the lead in just the 6th minute. Felix Imecha, a 1-2 with Florian Wirtz, curling a shot into the far corner. Clinical, expected, Germany being German. But then, minute 21, something nobody anticipated. Curaçao equalized. Livano Comenencia, left foot through traffic, 1-1. The smallest nation in World Cup history had just tied the game against four-time world champions. The Curaçao fans inside NRG Stadium went absolutely wild. It lasted 70 minutes. Germany regained the lead before halftime, then scored 4 more in the second half. Final score 7-1. But for those 17 minutes, football was exactly what it's supposed to be. Let's put Curaçao's presence at this World Cup into perspective. Iceland made headlines in 2018 when they became the smallest nation to ever reach a World Cup. Population 350,000. The world called it miraculous, impossible, historic. Curaçao has 150,000 people, less than half of Iceland. A Caribbean island, 38 miles long, once part of the Netherlands Antilles. It only became a separate territory in 2010. The National Football Federation didn't even exist in its current form until that same year. They qualified for a World Cup just 15 years after formally becoming a nation. When they sealed qualification last November, a 0-0 draw in Jamaica that sent the entire island into delirium. Tahit Chong, one of their star players, said simply, "Curaçao hasn't slept since we qualified. That was 6 months before tonight. Tonight, they finally woke up on a World Cup morning." But of everything that happened in Houston, one moment will be replayed for decades. Minute 21. Curaçao are trailing 1-0 against Germany. The ball falls to Livano Comenencia, 24 years old, plays for FC Zurich in Switzerland. Left foot through a crowd of bodies into the net. 1-1. That wasn't a goal. That was the first goal Curaçao had ever scored in a FIFA World Cup in their first ever game against Germany. Think about what that means for a nation of 150,000 people watching on every screen they could find, at home, in bars, on phones, in the street. That goal will be shown in Curaçao forever, in schools, at national celebrations, as the moment their country announced itself to the world. Germany went on to win 7-1, but Comenecia's goal, that single moment at minute 21, belongs to Curaçao for all of time. And then there is the story happening off the pitch. On the touchlines, between two coaches separated by 40 years of football, Julian Nagelsmann, Germany's head coach, 38 years old, the youngest coach at this entire World Cup, a tactical innovator who started his managerial career at 28. Advocaat, Curaçao's head coach, 78 years old, the oldest coach in World Cup history, a record he broke just by showing up tonight. The age gap between them, 40 years, is the largest between opposing managers in the history of the tournament. When Nagelsmann was kicking a ball around a playground in Germany, Advocaat was already coaching the Netherlands at the 1994 World Cup. In the United States, the last time America hosted this tournament. And then there's why Advocaat almost didn't make it here at all. He qualified Curaçao for the World Cup, then resigned in February 2028. Not for football reasons. His daughter was seriously ill. He said, "I've always said family comes before football." 3 months later, his daughter's condition improved. He came back. He got on the plane to Houston. He stood on that touchline at 48 years old. For the love of football and a tiny island of 150,000 people who needed him there. Here's the number from this match that stopped me. Manuel Neuer, Germany's goalkeeper tonight, was 48 years old. He came out of international retirement specifically for this tournament. And tonight, in the 7-1 win, he had exactly one save to make. One in 90 minutes. That single stat tells you everything about how dominant Germany were. But it also raises a quieter, more interesting question. Why bring back a 40-year-old goalkeeper for a World Cup? Because Neuer isn't just a goalkeeper, he's a symbol. The last player standing from Germany's 2014 World Cup winning squad. The captain, the heartbeat of a generation. Germany failed to get out of the group stage in 2018 and 2022. Two consecutive disasters for a nation that defines itself by winning this tournament. Bringing Neuer back isn't just tactical, it's psychological. It's Germany reminded itself of who it is. And on the other side of that coin, Curaçao's goalkeeper Eloy Room plays for Miami FC, not in Europe's elite leagues, but in American lower divisions. He faced a team of Champion League players for 90 minutes, and he kept his composure, never gave up, made the saves he could make. Two goalkeepers, both 40 or near it, one playing for Germany, one playing for Curaçao, same sport, two completely different worlds. This match was played in Houston, Texas. And Houston is a city that understands what Curaçao represents. Houston is one of the most ethnically diverse cities in America. More than 145 languages are spoken within its boundaries. It has one of the largest Caribbean communities in the southern United States. Many of those residents trace their roots to islands, not unlike the one that showed up at this World Cup tonight. There's something fitting about a team from 150,000 person Caribbean island playing in their first World Cup game in a city built on the stories of people who crossed oceans and built something new. Curaçao lost someone, but in the stands of that stadium, people from the island, from the diaspora, from communities across Houston and beyond saw themselves represented on football's biggest stage for the first time. That doesn't disappear when the scoreboard resets. So where does Group E stand after Houston? Germany sit top, 3 points, plus 6 goal difference. A statement opening that puts them among the early tournament favorites. Their next game is against Ivory Coast, who also won their first game against Ecuador. Curaçao are bottom, 0 points, minus 6 goal difference. They face Ecuador on June 20th in Kansas. The Ecuador are a capable South American side. This will be another enormous challenge. They are also looking for a way to qualify after getting beaten by Ivory Coast in their first match. But after tonight, after that goal, after making history just by being here, Curaçao know they belong on this stage. Their coach is 78 years old and came back from a family crisis to be here. Their goalkeeper plays in the American lower divisions. Their best player scored the first goal in their country's World Cup history. Whatever happens next, this team already won something that no scoreline can take away. Germany 7, Curaçao 1, the smallest nation in the World Cup history. A 78-year-old coach who came back for love of the game and one goal. Minute 21. That will live forever on a 171 square mile island in the Caribbean. This is Beyond the 90 Minutes. Subscribe for every match broken down like this. New video after every big game. See you before June 20.